Circuits 1. This is your first lecture. What we're going to do here is really briefly introduce the topics. I expect that you're reading your text as well. And so anything we talk about here, you're going to want to look at your textbook, preferably at the same time. So open your textbook as we go along. Pause the video, read the section, however you want to do that. Also going to really hit some example problems, because again, I expect that you can read from the text, but you need to see how to do the problems. So that's the goal of these videos, is to really teach you how to do the work itself. So chapter 1. Chapter 1 is a brief introduction of just kind of everything. So section 1.1 just talks about what it takes to make a circuit. You have to have a battery, you have to have a load, which is like a light, you have to have some wires to connect it. That's the basics of section 1.1. Section 1.2 is on units. So for length, we're going to use the meter. These are the SI units, so if you've taken any engineering course, physics, chemistry, anything, you're used to these units. Mass is kilogram, electric current, marker is squeaking, is the ampere, or just a capital A. And another big one for us is charge. We use the coulomb, or a big C. Time is seconds. Again, make sure you're referring to your text. There is a table in your textbook to show all of the units. Then next part of the book talks about the SI prefixes. Again, something you're used to. The top ones we'll use. 10 to the 6 is mega. 10 to the 3 is kilo. 10 to the minus 3, milli. 10 to the minus 6, really squeaky marker here, is micro. Make sure you draw the mu, not a U. They're not the same thing. So again, if you have done any sort of science class, you've had this before. So 10 to the 6 means whatever the number is, we're multiplying it times 10 to the 6. So if I want to write that I have, okay, we've got to change the squeaky marker out real fast because I just cannot take that sound anymore. Let's try this pink one here. So if we say that we have squeaky 2, 1,000 ohms, we can write that as 1 times 10 to the 3 ohms, or 1 kilo ohm. So when we do circuits, any type of engineering, we really want to use the prefixes when we can. Now 1,000 is not too bad, but if you're going to write, 10 to the 6, that gets really annoying to read and look at all the digits. So you don't want to write out a bunch of digits. We want to use the prefixes. When you're looking at the prefixes, think of them as part of the number. If you treat them as a separate entity, then you'll forget them. So assume that the prefix is part of the number, then you have the unit. So it's just a way to think about it so that you don't forget about the prefixes. Also, don't forget about them when you're doing math, because that will make a difference. So that's section 1.1 and 1.2.